Welcome to the Comics Experiment, the show right here at Comicstorian, where every Saturday I get together two of my dearest, bestest friends. Bestest friends. No, you? Okay. Well, I pull together one of my bestest friends and my brother, and we talk about comic books. We talk about the latest, greatest news. We talk about what's going on. We talk about all the good stuff in the comic book world. It is streamed every Thursday at about 2 p.m. Eastern. We start the podcast stream. You can watch us live and interact and see all the behind-the-scenes stuff. But if you can't watch that live on Twitch, you can catch the behind-the-scenes stuff over on Patreon at patreon.com/Comicstorian. So that's twitch.tv/EligibleMonster, where we do all of our podcasting on Mondays and Thursdays, and then play various video games on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, after the podcasting. Or you can go to Patreon, where we bring you 3-day early access to about 90% of our videos, or unedited, uncut versions of all of our podcasts. All for the fun of you to enjoy, including bonus stuff, such as the Comicstorian Project's revival over on Patreon. Also, today is brought to you by Quip, the best damn toothbrush in the world. It really is. I'm using it like every single night now, and I'm using all this stuff with it.
Nice.
And so I went to San Diego, and I didn't bring my Quip toothbrush and the stuff with me, and I had to get like this really crappy one, and I'm like, oh wow, that really is the best damn toothbrush in the entire world. You might want to make sure I can say damn, or you might have to censor it every time.
Not the crappy one.
No.
The quick one.
Yeah, so I'm using the crappy one. No, I'm doing the crappy one. And I because we say that all the time, and I've used the toothbrush, but I had no direct comparison.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, oh, it's the best toothbrush. No, now I had a direct comparison. It really is, because the other one's crappy.
Were you not brushing your teeth prior to using the Quip?
No, I was, but I wasn't comparing them. Like, this time I went from Quip to the crappy one.
I see. Okay.
I actually have never brushed my teeth.
That's it's like I had no other toothbrush to compare it to. Literally no toothbrush.
I just did nothing but mouthwash before Quip.
That's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Either way, seriously, Quip is our sponsor for today, and it's one of the sponsors that I truly enjoy because they believe in what we're doing, and I believe in their products. So you should definitely check it out with the code
getquip.com/RNBE.
And I'll give you the full read in the middle of today's show. Now, Andy.
Yes, Ben.
How has your work week been?
It was fantastic.
Why? What did you do for work?
I played Destiny 2 all week.
It was actually kind of funny. We went to the gym so Andy was playing on Monday, and we hadn't finalized.
I started playing it last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Monday rolled around, and we were at the gym.
And I was level 13.
Right, and we were talking about what he had to do for the work for the week. We're like, hey, here's what you got to write.
Right, yes.
And then we were talking about how we wanted to have a follow-up conversation to our Destiny one, which will be on our gaming channel, Eligible Monster. But we were talking about having that follow-up. And I was like, well, you need a level. And Andy goes, I have to work. And I go, your job for the week is the game.
So that's what I've done all week. I played for 10 hours yesterday.
Yeah. You
actually have been on a lot.
I was on a lot, which goes against like everything I am as a human being now. Like I have not played a game that long. It's probably my late teens, early 20s. And Houston jumped back on with me around like 6:30 last night after I took like an hour break to eat. And he goes, are you still playing? I was like, I gotta beat the game, man.
I'm not gonna lie. When we got on to do our Final Fantasy raid last night, and I saw you in that room, I was thinking, is he still playing Destiny? Like, even I've taken a break now.
I took a break to eat, use the bathroom, drink some water, you know.
Did it all at the same time, though.
It's just quicker that
efficiency.
way. I gotta get back on and play some Crucible.
I want to add to our Quip ad. Lego has the best tagline ever for the Quip ad. You can never return to the crappy toothbrush after Quip.
Yeah.
So we'll talk more about that in our gaming podcast thing that we do over on the other channel. But I just thought the audience would find it funny that your work week has been Destiny.
Pretty much, yep.
And he still managed to complain to me about his work.
It's exhausting, honestly. I got to about 8 o'clock last night, and I was like, I gotta read a book or something. Jesus.
Let's be honest. Games are great, but when you're like forced into playing it,
I mean, technically nobody was forcing me to play.
Yeah, we didn't force him.
Yeah.
I told him to get as close as he can.
I was like, it wasn't like Ben was like coming over to my house and yelling at me.
Keep leveling.
I want to see you at 44 before the end of the night.
Okay. So, I think something important may have happened last weekend, Dan.
It was in the news. I saw it on Twitter.
All right. So I did mow my lawn, and it looks fantastic.
That's what it was.
San Diego Comic-Con rolled out.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, that thing.
Man, I meant to go this time.
The Nerd Mecca. That's what they call it.
The Nerd Mecca?
Yeah.
Do you
I
not
feel
know-
like Mecha's
Do you not know what mecha is?
Yeah.
apparently not the same one that you guys are
Are
thinking.
you thinking robots in anime?
Yeah.
Mecca is a holy city, so it's like a pilgrimage.
I'm picturing a bunch of nerds
I was like, why is he
forming
saying it like that?
Voltron.
A bunch of nerds.
That's kind
I
of
would pay the entry fee for
That's
that.
honestly what I was picturing, and I'm like, why didn't I hear of this before?
I know, right? And I'll form the head. That's I'm Booger from Revenge of the Nerds.
You're not even Booger from Revenge of the Nerds. He didn't sound like that. I don't know who you are.
I
You
have
sound
no
like
idea.
Orko from He-Man, but with like a weird snort.
I'm just picturing Dan's version of like
A bunch
all
of
the-
nerds forming a giant robot.
Well, because we've also been like messing around with all your Power Rangers stuff. So in my head, I'm like picturing giant robots. So nerd giant robots.
What would you
Also
what
would've
would
been
you
a
call
cool
Nerd
convention.
Voltron?
Well, Nerdtron is too obvious.
Right? Yeah.
Nerdzilla's too obvious.
Sure. That would be Nerd Kaiju anyway. That wouldn't be Nerd Voltron.
That's a
That is
different
true.
thing.
That is
It's a
true.
whole different thing, and then
That
we'd
is
have
true.
a crossover where Nerd
Right.
Kaiju fought Nerd Voltron.
Battle of the Nerds.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be great. But then the sequel would come out and it'd be better.
Would there be Ultra Nerd in the middle though? Like the middle ground, he's a giant.
He's
guy?
the most powerful of the nerds. It's
Ultra
his
nerd?
will that is like holding the rest of them together.
Oh, okay.
It's Optimus Nerd.
Nerds roll out,
They got to do it in a
and they all
nerdier
get on
voice.
like little scooters.
On their Vespas.
So anyway,
It's got a weird
this
conversation.
is totally what way. In case you were unaware, I guess I'll talk about my adventure there at San Diego first.
Okay.
I did do a Lego thing, but we are making a separate video for my Lego adventure.
Indeed.
They gave us each and every one of the Lego San Diego exclusives, which people pay hundreds of dollars for. And provided Lego approves my idea, we're going to make Andy, Dan, and Houston a race to build them. So everyone who wants to resell them will cringe, and everyone who likes to build Lego sets,
Like
is-
actually build them.
right.
Right.
The actually build them is also going to be upset because they'll be like, "Why are they so slow?"
Right. Why aren't they wearing gloves to prevent the fingerprints?
Yeah. So either way, we're going to cringe every audience with our Lego sets.
Luckily, we have
but,
the gloves.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no. So I'm not gonna talk much about that. 'Cause that's gonna be the whole video. They want me to talk about my San Diego Lego experience.
Yep.
I got to go to the Funko line, which was really cool. We met up with Sully. Well, he's the community. He runs the podcast for Funko, and he runs the community over there. He's
Very
one of the
cool
community
guy.
team
Very
members.
cool guy.
Very cool guy. He's actually going to be on the Comics Experiment when we go to PAX West. I'm going to film an episode in the Funko office.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. By the way, I got you a bunch of rare Star Wars ones.
I didn't know that.
And he's like, can we finish the show? I want to see them.
See you later, everybody.
Yeah, no, so we got over there, but what was cool about it is I did the quick interview with him, and I don't have time to get in lines at San Diego or New York or any of those
Right.
things. And I was just like, hey man, we're up here at the front. You mind if I grab like some of the Dragon Ball and some of the Star Wars here just while I'm here? And instead, they gave us a VIP badge to get back in line, which was epic. Until it was already epic, and then Brandon and I found out they only give away like 3 of those to like close friends every day. So
Wow.
like we were like, wow, Sully's a good guy.
He's a close friend.
Yeah, apparently. But yeah, we got to go to the front of the line for that. They had a lot of cool stuff. I bought all the rare stuff.
As you
so
do.
I give away to friends and family. Why did I friends and there we go. Friends and family.
Hey, whatever.
We swapped places,
I got
apparently.
exclusive Star Wars stuff. I don't give a shit. I could be a friend or family. It doesn't matter.
As long as I'm getting something out of it.
Exactly.
That's what friendship is about, is getting things out of
What
the
do
friends.
I get out of this friendship?
I need friends who don't want things out of me.
Good
Viewers
luck.
out there, let me know in the comments down below if you'd be my friend if I don't pay you.
He'll still give you
No. I'm not a friend because you
kidding.
pay me. I'm an
Yeah.
employee because you pay me.
This is true.
I'm a friend because you give me stuff. And he's family because you give him stuff.
Yeah.
My bad. So anyway, yeah, that was cool. I got to walk around the whole hall in general. First thing, if you ever want to go to San Diego, you don't need to go to San Diego Comic-Con. So if Comic-Con's going on, it takes place.
That is true.
Yeah, I mean, it's a place. People
I think
live
you
there.
meant
You know what I mean? If you want to go to San Diego Comic-Con, you go to San Diego
it's a
Comic-Con.
city that exists.
Things
all
are
year
happening
round.
almost 2 miles out. They even had
Okay.
one whole street blocked off, and it was like a festival of just people
wow.
in costumes. They were running Mardi Gras, but everyone had their tops on.
Land.
Well, I'm not going.
Yeah, seriously. What's even the point?
No, it was a
Throwing beads at
blast.
Mario.
And they had all kinds of stuff going on there. Like I took a photo of me as a fairy. I believe you both saw my fairy photo.
Yes,
I did.
yes, we did.
Um,
I also
Dylan
saw
can
the
put-
one with you with wings.
Yeah.
With a wing. That's a fairy photo.
I-
Yeah. Anyway, that was outside of the whole thing. They had their own separate area for the boys in
Carnival
Carnival
Row,
Row.
yeah.
Right.
And one other show The Expanse.
Okay. Yeah.
I have not heard of
They're
that
doing
one.
those three. I
It's a
don't.
sci-fi show.
Yeah.
That would make sense why I don't know
They had an outside thing for Picard. Had a museum of his first duty. So that was pretty cool. I know. Say it slowly in your head. Picard's first duty.
Yeah.
There's
The museum of it. It's got the velveteen robe around. It happened on a hot summer night.
It's got him narrating how it happened.
Yes, I remember having tacos that day.
But they had a museum for that. They had various artists, like comic book artists, had entire galleries out there. And that was pretty cool.
Right.
The Batman, the San Diego Comic-Con Museum was the inaugural opening.
Yep.
Was out there.
You
It
actually
was like
said the word correct.
It was like 2.5 miles away. That was all part of that whole thing. Borderlands had the Museum of Mayhem. They just rented out a building on a corner. Watchmen had the same exact thing. Like, it literally goes beyond just San Diego.
I want to see that Borderlands one. Considering their games, I want to see that Borderlands.
I got pictures.
museum.
It's really cool.
I wanna see
it. Was what they did was they put all their concept art up.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
they brought
That
the
actually
statues
is kind
out.
of cool.
Yeah. And then they had a pop-up store in there, so I bought Natalie a bunch of clothes from it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I hope there were people running around telling you guys that they want to eat your babies.
No, that wasn't going
That was
on
just
there.
San Diego.
And they were giving psycho haircuts, which I was scared to get in line for because I didn't know what that was going to be.
Yeah.
It was come here.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a reverse mohawk.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's a psycho haircut.
It's a psycho haircut.
Yeah, the Hard Rock Hotel had
That's
the
great.
Superstore
That's great.
action. The Superstore had a whole thing. They basically reenacted it. They had Brooklyn 90. Was it Brooklyn
99?
99? Yeah.
Yeah.
They were celebrating the relaunch of that one.
Yep,
South Park got a whole area over there.
Hulu, yeah.
It was
Wow.
The Walking Dead had an area. This is all outside of the con.
They turned the city into a theme park.
Yeah, the con itself actually was just your traditional con.
Yeah.
A little more packed than I'm used to going to because we normally avoid the packed days, and I ended up
Right.
having to go on Friday, which was the most packed of the
Right,
days.
yeah.
But like even right next to it, the hotel attached to the Marriott, they had the Dragon Ball Z World Tour adventure, and you didn't need a pass for that.
Damn.
Yeah. So like everything wasn't like you don't even need to get badges. Just go to San Diego during the con.
Damn.
Because what we used to do is we wouldn't go to that, guys, because it's so packed.
Yeah.
We were like, we'll do all of our networking in New York because one, New York is easier to fly to and cheaper for us, and two, San Diego is insanely difficult. No, total cost of the hotels at San Diego is way more money
okay.
Oh, yes,
than
it
getting
is.
something in New
I was
York.
like, how is it easier to fly to New York than San Diego?
Sorry, hotel cost.
I
It's just
see.
a lot
Okay.
cheaper for us to
It's
get
the
something in New York.
wind.
there's
When
a
you're going
resistance.
like-
Yeah, I'm with you.
But we always avoided San Diego, and it's probably because of the size of the channel now that we can get into a lot more
Sure,
doors.
yeah.
Right.
So it's probably good going now. But I always said we shouldn't go. We would always make videos of the content. Instead,
Yeah.
this time I came back Saturday right before the Hall H announcements, and we did our thing.
Speaking of Hall H, it was actually another reason was because previous years we were only comic books, and San Diego very much became the comic book TV style.
He's right. Yeah.
Yes.
And
yes.
so it was not as relevant to what we do at the time.
Yeah, actually, it's only been the last year and a half that we've really crossed into more gaming and more comics and TV show stuff.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that San Diego is. You don't get as many comic announcements.
Yeah.
Now it's everything attached to comics, whether
Yep.
it be video
Exactly.
games or
As a matter
TV
of fact,
shows
if
or
you go
movies
to New York, Artist Alley is like an entire section with like multiple rows.
Yeah.
The San Diego's Artist Alley is one alleyway with a couple branching off paths. Must cost an arm and a leg to get a booth over there.
I would
Oh,
assume,
yeah.
Yeah, but it's so tiny in comparison
Yeah.
to every other convention I've been to. I was a little disappointed in that because I was like going through the Artist Alley and checking out the art.
Right.
But the way it was even laid out, you don't want to go in the side paths. Like
Yeah.
there was no natural path to flow. It was like go straight up or straight down, and if you happen to see somebody in a
Yeah.
back corner, you may have
Which is weird
recognized.
because let's be honest, we all go sneak.
Yeah, you snake it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how I go through cons.
and
Exactly.
you couldn't do that here.
Yeah.
So I was a little sad about that.
I learned how to snake from my Nokia cell phone, my very first one. You always go around and get everything except retracing. Just saying.
So that was my experience in San Diego. The first time we've ever actually gotten to go, because I always said we wouldn't go unless invited to do work, and it was funny because we got invited to do like 4 things for the first time ever, and I was out
Yep.
there doing all of these things at once. So
I wasn't invited.
No.
no, you weren't. None of us were. Dan was. I just didn't tell him.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
This son of a bitch. I don't know if he's being serious or just trying to get a reaction out of
I mean,
me.
I still got free stuff, so it's whatever.
I didn't. I don't get my invite and I don't get free stuff. What is this madness?
And here's the kicker, guys. I'm going to leave Dan wondering.
I got the email access. I'm going to look
He's going to go stay and look at it and see if his name's on the email.
Search SDCC Dan.
So anyway, guys, the point of today's episode is, other than me ranting and raving about San Diego and telling you about all of our ad placement for the day, is to talk about the announcements. And I think we should go over more. So I got an article from Gizmodo to go over Marvel's San Diego Comic-Con announcements other than the X-Men's Futures.
Okay.
The X-Men Futures will go up, we'll go through, but I think it's as less important because it's already started with House of X.
House of X, yeah.
Which, for the record, Rob's freaking out on Twitter about it. Dan likes the X-Men. I'm not a huge fan. That was wordy as hell.
It was very wordy, and it was a little too over the place that I kind of forgot which people were which as we were going through, because the art.
I haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was good, though. Don't
Without
get me wrong.
spoiling
It
it,
was
I
good.
am excited for what Jonathan Hickman's doing.
Me too.
But he definitely set that issue up with the assumption of you're going to be around. There's
felt-
nothing in there to make you go, oh, I'm a first-time X-Men fan. What is happening in here?
I feel like it could have been better if it was like a 60-page issue.
Was it
Like
standard
more
size?
into, it was a standard size issue.
okay.
We got the director's cut.
Yeah.
It may have been like a little bit longer.
Maybe like 32 pages.
Something
or
like that, but I
25,
feel
yeah.
like it could have had more time for each of the segments, personally. But we'll talk about that on our best damn comic book
we will,
review show.
because that will give Andy time to read it as well. I just found the whole thing a
Monday.
little bit wordy. But there's more that happened than those announcements and more than the Marvel Cinematic Universe announcements.
to-
So
What?
let's go over the comic book ones first, and then we'll go over the Hall H ones.
Okay.
Then we'll go over the X-Men ones, and then we'll see what DC announced, because other than the DC Universe, wasn't tracking too much.
Okay.
A lot of it got
I didn't
announced
see
before
anything, yeah.
DC, as far as I know, announced a bunch of new books, but they were all announced before San Diego.
I was gonna say
They
everything
did the
I remember.
PlayStation.
Yeah, it was.
They
yeah,
did
it
the
was
PlayStation
announced.
with E3.
DC was like, we're not even showing up.
No, they were
You guys
there.
care.
It was weird. So Marvel had a whole booth, big Marvel logo,
Sure.
actors coming up. DC had to mix theirs with WB. The first time I went walking around, I couldn't even find DC. Like it was all WB themed. The banners would rotate. So when I'm walking through the first time, it was WB logos, no DC logos.
Yeah.
So I didn't know where DC was. And like we went around the whole thing, and I'm like, wait,
It's like
I didn't see DC.
It's like spinning, and Ben's like trying to find it, but he's only staying with the WB one.
It's like when you're chasing someone and they're
Yeah,
always
yeah.
like right behind the
But
thing.
as far as I know, their comic books were announced before San Diego. We're going to dig deep dive and figure it out.
Having trouble there?
I'm having problems today. We're going to figure it out. But I do know they made a lot of DC Universe announcements we'll be going over. So,
Okay.
comic books from Marvel. We have the return of Ghost Rider.
Which one?
Looks like Johnny Blaze. Andy's a fan like I am.
Okay.
It does look like.
It's either Johnny or Danny. It's one of the two.
Well, yeah, I would say Johnny, just because Danny generally looks a little different.
Johnny would make sense too.
Johnny's the one.
king
Johnny
of
and
hell.
Robbie, I think, are the two well-known ones at this point.
Yeah, most people forget that Danny kept. How do you even pronounce
Catch.
it? Catch? Is
Yeah.
it? Because it's got a V in it.
Yeah, no, I have no
Kvetch.
idea.
Took over, and I want to say it was the 90s.
Yeah, he did.
The late 90s.
I don't even know that character.
Yeah, it was just.
I'm
for
looking
a
here to
while.
see which one it is. During the panel, the new Ghost Rider ongoing book following both Johnny and Danny.
Yeah, there you go.
They were like, which one do we do? Let's do them both.
It's just boom.
Have them fight.
I believe in Jason's Aaron run they fought. They actually did fight.
There you go.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be happening. It's gonna be interesting to see because Johnny's currently the King of Hell, which by the way, we still have to do that story on the channel.
Yep.
Ghost Rider,
'Cause
King
it's-
of Hell. It's kind of gonna do well.
Especially because Robbie Reyes ran into him in Avengers.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, he is officially the King of Hell. But it's a short story. It was.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Did you not like
I'm
it?
tracking.
Did you not like the story?
No, I did.
Why are you being? What?
I didn't say anything. Why are you being weird about this?
What? Anyway, Absolute Carnage also got announced. Now this is the big event.
Excited.
I thought they already announced.
That one has been announced, but
The covers and a lot of the
yeah.
information. Came
Oh,
out.
okay. I was
So-
gonna say I thought we already knew about it.
So after having a kid with Eddie
have
Brock
end
and
pages.
taking on an ancient god of symbiotes and participating in the War of the Realms, the Venom symbiote, now on bad terms with Eddie, has been out there existing as its own sentient being. True. The symbiote's time away from Eddie has always been something that couldn't last, but for so long couldn't last. That wording is weird. Eddie has always been something that couldn't last, but for so long. That's that.
But the symbiote's time away from Eddie has always been something that couldn't last. But there needs to be.
They forgot a comma.
Okay, I'm not crazy.
Yeah, there needs to be
Okay.
a comma in there. Yeah.
Grammar.
Considering that Carnage has been lying in wait for the perfect moment to launch. So yeah, they're saying that they couldn't be apart from it very long because it. Okay.
Read good.
So yeah, we already know about Absolute Carnage. Spider-Man number 1 by J.J. Abrams. No, I read good. They didn't type good.
I know.
Speaking of Absolute Carnage, though, some of the end pages to some of the comics now, because every comic right now has the after page after the credits, and it's how Carnage is going to be getting into that book.
So it's like Year of the Villain.
I'm not sure if you guys have been seeing it.
So
Yeah,
it's the
it's
Year of the
similar to that.
Carnage?
And there
Year of
was
the Carnage.
one, I want to say it was Black Cat, where it's a cat chasing a rat that's got the squiggle eyes, and it goes into a room, and there's just a bunch of Carnage rats.
Next up on the list is the J.J. Abrams Spider-Man story, another one that got announced beforehand.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was already announced.
Spider-Man's baddies they're making their own up.
They all get lost on an
this
island.
is the one with the sun.
They all get stuck on an island. Okay. Stay with me.
Do they get lost?
No, they're not lost. That would be stupid. So they're stuck on an island. There's a swamp monster or a smoke monster or whatever the hell that was, and a polar bear or something. I don't know. Spoiler alert for Lost. Cut this, Dylan.
Spoiler alert for the 15-year-old show.
Yeah.
Is it 15 years?
Like,
pretty old.
It's
Yeah.
an old show. Yeah.
It ended
Anyway,
when I
keep
was
going.
in college, freshman year.
Oh wow. Yeah.
it's
Marvel
very
Comics
old,
1000, they have announced. The House of Ideas is going back to where it all began this fall with the generation-spanning epic collection of stories that chronicles the origins of Apocalypse, Loki, The Thing, Black Panther, and Thanos, the Mad Titan. The issue will weave these origins together in one grand narrative before introducing an all-new character into the story from Al Ewing and Cafu. I don't want to say that name.
Wait. So the characters they're doing origin stories for are
Apocalypse, Loki, The Thing, Black Panther, and Thanos.
what an
the
odd
very
menagerie of
Yeah.
characters.
Weird characters, and you know what?
Black Panther
That
is
team's
the one
name
that fits
is
with.
literally the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
They all got it at the same
No.
Wait,
That's not
hold
how
on.
it happened.
Remove Apocalypse. Okay, we got to pick Apocalypse or Thanos. Which one would you want on a team?
On a team?
Yeah.
On a team?
On this,
Honestly, I feel like Thanos would be more likely to work. Well,
No, I would say
neither of them are
Apocalypse
on
because he's
teams.
like
They lead
unkillable. If I'm gonna go up against any bank robbers, I'm bringing the ultimate mutant.
to be fair, as well, he would either turn you into a horseman, where
Sure.
you would no longer be yourself,
I'm cool with that.
or he would kill you because he's better than you.
I'm still cool with that, honestly.
Thanos is more likely to use you until you're no longer of
Useful.
any worth
Yeah.
to him, and then kill you.
And that's healthier to you.
A little bit. A little bit.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
The better of two evils, right?
Our Fantastic Four then is Apocalypse, Loki, The Thing, and Black Panther fighting Thanos.
I love it. I like
I
it.
would read that book.
I would very much.
Yeah, I would read that book.
But they're gonna using it to be introducing the last time they used a major milestone to introduce a new character was Voyager. So this is gonna be a new character made by Al Ewing. And Voyager has been actually popping up. I thought after Voyager's first appearance that would be the end we ever see of Voyager.
You know who would have been a great character to keep around? Requiem. That was really unique and seemed really cool until it was an issue later that they were like, hey, it's Gamora.
He's a little
Sorry.
bitter about it.
I know.
He
It
really
It was
liked
a
Requiem.
super cool character design.
You saw Requiem before the reveal, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Requiem was cool.
It would have
She
been a
was
cool
like
villain.
it was like a secret villain for all of like half an issue. And
Exactly.
they were like, oh, by the way, it's Gamora.
Exactly, but it was a character that it's like everyone was so like actually
Yeah,
interested. You could have done so much more with that. So much more.
She had the sword with the powers.
Yep.
It. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah. For like
Powers 3.
The-
I was just going with the Warriors 3, but I was just on Powers into it.
So,
keep going, yeah.
House of X and Powers of X, which started this week, actually.
did both of them or just one of them
Just
come
one.
out?
I was
Okay.
I only saw House of X.
That's
By the
what I
way,
thought.
I know I've lost track of time thanks to San Diego because Rob's tweeting all the spoilers for that book at like 6 a.m. And I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm there like, you got an early access issue and you're spoiling it. And then I'm like, wait, how did he get an early access issue? Wait, it's Wednesday. Oh, crap.
So my first response when I went on Twitter, one, I was like, wow, he gets up early. And then I was like, oh, wait, I was going to read this. And
Yeah.
you spoiled some of
He
it.
kept spoiling it over and over and over.
The second I saw his tweet,
In
I'm like,
tweets?
and I am off on
In
Twitter.
tweets.
Yes.
And he doesn't ever tweet either. So normally it's safe to follow his Twitter because he doesn't tweet that often. It's
Did
only
he
about
say
his...
spoiler alert?
No.
So he was like some jackass in a video.
Yeah, basically, it would be like, such and such just arrived.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what they're doing was such and such, like...
Somebody needs to edit those tweets is all I'm saying. Dylan.
He has to get his tweets approved by Dylan before he can tweet them.
Oh, God.
So anyway, it started this week. I found it wordy. I'm going to read it just because I do like Jonathan Hickman's work.
Yeah.
I am kind of interested again, thanks to Uncanny.
Right.
Now, I know it's a totally different direction, but we'll see.
I will say it was very wordy, but I am very interested in seeing how this is going to evolve because it does open so many realms of the possibility for the X-Men in the universe and
Yeah, it
allows
does.
for so many different things that I'm very, very excited. Plus, I mean, Xavier, I'm cool. That's
I haven't
super
read it
cool.
yet. Don't spoil it for me.
That one
I also
was
haven't
actually
seen any tweets.
It's
because that was like
I don't
the
know. I don't want to look at it.
the main
it's on the cover.
yeah.
Anyway, no, he's right, and I am excited about what they're going to do with it. I'm not totally against it being wordy because it basically because it is a miniseries.
Sure.
So it's setting up the miniseries.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. If this was like the standard going forward, and but we'll see. We'll see.
And it's supposed to be.
I just don't think it was the greatest thing ever, like some people are tweeting.
I believe it's a weekly for 3 months or something like that.
It's weekly for 3 months.
Maybe not 3 months.
No, well, I
A
think he's
weekly,
right,
You're
but
either
it's-
going to get House or Power.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so bi-weekly.
And no. So
He didn't announce. He just says weekly you will get one
One or
of
the
these
other.
comics
Okay.
for a couple months.
yeah, and it's going to lead into the 6 new ongoing titles that will come after that, following the X teams, which is more where I'm interested in.
Yeah.
They better not do colors again. X-Men turquoise.
I made the Pokemon joke. I made that Pokemon joke for like 4 months.
Yes.
X-Men Sword and Shield.
Every.
Ah.
I like it. I like
So
it.
here's the books coming out after it's done. We're gonna have Marauders. Marauders will have Kitty Pryde leading a swashbuckling team of mutant sea explorers
With Apocalypse.
whose adventures are bankrolled by Emma Frost of the newly formed Hellfire Trading Company and Apocalypse.
Are they in the 17th century? What's going on?
That also
This
sounds
is the
like
team.
Parker Industries, but with a Hellfire Club.
I like how crazy badass they made Kitty Pryde look for that.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't even think it was Kitty Pryde because I was like, Kitty Pryde's not that badass.
Yep, that was the Marauders one. Yeah.
She is, but she's always
cool.
like the pretty girl kind of cool. That is cool.
Okay.
Does that make
Oh,
sense?
Thani says there's no Apocalypse and Marauders. Oh, were you just saying it because of our previous joke?
No, it's on
No, I think that's Excalibur.
This is Excalibur. Yeah, different group.
that.
This is Excalibur.
okay.
You had the wrong book.
You were scrolled down and the
Yeah.
title was
no,
cut
what
off.
they're doing
Excalibur.
is the title, and then underneath is the images.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
Excalibur, Betsy Braddock's new role and codename will be introduced in Teeny Howard's and Marcus Toe's Excalibur relaunch is another example of how Marvel is attempting to evolve the X-Men in curious new ways. Now that Betsy Nkwonanon, the Japanese woman whose body Betsy inhabited for the bulk of her career as Psylocke,
Yep.
are two separate people again, the time has come for them to go their
that
separate ways.
happens in
Yeah, you were
Hunt
talking
for
about that.
Wolverine.
Because it threw me off because when she showed back up, it wasn't the Psylocke I
It
recognized.
was the Mystery and Madripoor Hunt for Wolverine that did that.
Didn't read that one.
But yeah, they're going to be having it with Apocalypse on that team, which is
So
going to
wait,
be weird.
Apocalypse is now on the British mutant team.
Yeah,
Well, of course.
with Rogue and Jubilee
Isn't
and
he
Gambit.
Egyptian?
Does he walk like an Egyptian?
I would assume.
Oh my God. I wonder if it's just Kid Apocalypse because it doesn't say who that is.
Oh, yeah,
It looked like Apocalypse,
Well, yeah,
but
but you
it
got to
could be.
assume probably he'd grow up to be.
Right.
Eventually, Kid Apocalypse has to become adult Apocalypse.
I don't know. I mean, we're also talking about comics where Damien has been 13 for how long?
20, 27 years now. give or take.
Exactly.
I think he was introduced in 2004, so only like 15 years.
20, 27.
Next up, we have X-Force, which I don't like Jean Grey going back to the classic Marvel Girl outfit, for the record. It just looks so out of
I
place.
preferred the
You got Domino, guns,
Yeah.
Jean Grey, that funny mask.
I preferred her X-Men Red.
Yeah.
Over
Yeah.
compared
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
Marvel Girl, I preferred the X-Men Red one.
And you know what I find weird about her Marvel Girl outfit? It's not even like it's a revealing sexy outfit, and Marvel's like, we're gonna make her like sex appeal.
It looks like a 70s go-go
Yeah,
outfit.
and it's covering. So I don't know why we went back to the 70s fully covered outfit when your red outfit was more modern and cool, and it was still fully covering because obviously they're not trying to go the sex appeal route.
Yeah. Plus, it's a little more recognizable now.
Yeah, that's not even
Because that one's been out of
she
comics
hasn't
for
worn that in a
way
long
too
time,
long.
yeah.
They better explain it.
X-Force is Jean, Domino, Beast, Wolverine, Quentin Quire, and Sage are the newest X-Force. Yes, I know.
Interesting.
I said Quentin Queer for like ever until someone finally corrected me. In my defense, Quentin Quire and Quentin Queer could easily go both ways on that one. Out of context, that sentence does not work.
I was going to say, wait a second.
Anyway.
I mean, it could go both ways.
I really hope
You know what I'm saying?
that they have Gwenpool appear in it every now and then, because
Yeah,
Quentin
they're
and
dating.
Gwenpool are dating from West Coast Avengers.
There'll be the Black Ops.
They'll be
team.
X-Force.
Yeah, they'll be
Yeah.
X-Force. Then we got Fallen
this.
Angels, which is going to be Betsy and Kawana's story will unfold in the Brian Edward Hill and Simon, I don't even try to pronounce that, Kodransky? I got close. A series will follow Psylocke as she teams up with X-23 and Young Cable. So there's your girl.
I'm very excited, but it's also weird that Fallen Angels doesn't have Angel. Just saying, I feel like that would be the most appropriate thing.
Good point.
And Young Cable, of all people.
I honestly,
He's going to hook up with X-23.
honestly, I'm not opposed to that. The X-Force comic that just came out, Kid Cable grew on me. Art not so much, but the character, yes.
New Mutants is another one he's doing. Apparently, Hickman did not reveal very much about New Mutants.
But they will have new mutants.
Oh, it's got Minji.
Yeah, so based on the cover, it looks like it's got Magic. I don't know any of the other people on this team.
Is that Sunspot? That's
Sunspot.
Cypher.
Oh, okay, that's Sunspot, yeah.
Sunspot.
That's Cypher.
Is that Rachel Gray on the right?
What is that one?
Oh, that's
No,
Sunspot.
that's Sunspot.
That's
That's
Sunspot.
Sunspot. That's I can't remember.
Yeah.
Let's see if they at least name the people on the team. Because this, while it's more fun for us to guess who's out on the team,
No, this is the whole show. Us trying to guess 5 mutants.
Yeah.
on this cover.
it doesn't specify. It just says it's going to feature an original lineup along with some newcomers like Mondo and Chamber. So which one's Chamber?
Huh? I've never heard
That's
of
Chamber.
That's Chamber?
That's
And Mondo must be the goofy looking guy in the bottom corner.
that. Chamber's already been in the comics, right? Because
Right,
he was
this
a
is-
part of War
it's
of the
newer
Realms.
Cumber.
Yeah.
He teased with a sprawling roster rather than any on the cover art. Over 40 of X-Men's most memorable characters are posed to appear throughout the book. Oh, so this is more of a anthology X-Men
Right.
book is what it sounds
I
like.
also really, I actually very much like the names of these books. I feel like they sound more interesting than going, oh, X-Men Red,
Yeah,
X-Men
yeah.
Blue, X-Men Black.
Let's back to traditional
Sword and Gold.
naming of it all. That's what I mean, like
Exactly. Yeah. No,
I'm going to start
very
my own
excited.
X-Men book called Bunch of Mutants. And it's just going to feature a bunch of mutants.
And it's not even bunch of, it's buncha.
Bunch of mutants.
Bunch
yeah,
of
yeah.
mutants.
Yeah.
bunch of mutants. Which is
BUNCH''A mutants.
so. That is all of the comic announcements they made outside of that. To mix it up a little, we'll go to DC Universe next.
Okay.
So DC Universe announced officially. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I do like the DC Universe app.
Yep.
I'm kind of surprised they're continuing with the
I'm
announcement.
happy because that means when I activate it, I might still get that full year.
I like
mean,
it, but I'm going to say right now, they don't have the best format of how that front
I'm not
page
even worried about
looks.
that. They're not putting out enough content to make it worth its money, in my opinion.
That too.
The content is great, but when the content is one new show a week, it's kind of expensive.
I was
Yeah.
actually talking to someone on my stream last night about how if they had done things like the DC animated movies like Batman Hush, if they put that early on DC Universe, they would get so many subscribers because people love those
Like an
animated
early-
films.
early in access,
and if
yeah.
you could get it like a couple days early for, what is it, like $7
I
a
think
month?
it's like $8 or $7. I think it's $7.99. That stands out of my head.
Something like that.
They gave us the year, so we haven't paid it, so I'm not quite
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
But like, I feel like that would be a great selling point.
Yeah,
Yes.
early access to these things. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And by the way, before we continue with DC Universe, Dan, how do your teeth feel? Because I'm opening a portal to tell you about the world's greatest toothbrush. Today's podcast is sponsored by Quip. Quip is the best electric toothbrush to use at home or on the go. With its easy-use, compact, and wireless design and a 3-month battery supply, you can take Quip with you on any and every summer trip you have planned. With a built-in 2-minute timer that pulses every 30 seconds, Quip will help you get the most out of brushing your teeth by reminding you to brush the full 2 minutes while also helping you know when to swap sides to keep with an even clean. With sensitive sonic vibrations, you can clean your teeth without damaging your gums. Quip will also send new brush heads out automatically at the dentist's recommended schedule of every 3 months for just $5. Quip makes brushing your teeth at cons that I go to easy, and that's why I love Quip, and why I'm going to take it to New York Comic Con with me this year. Quip starts at just $25, and you can get it at getquip.com/RNBE right now. You can get your first refill pack for free. That's your first refill pack at getquip.com/RNBE.
I was really concerned where that portal was going to open.
I thought he was gonna punch you because he like leaned in.
And we close! Dan, put your teeth back in your head.
What?
So anyway, yeah, so DC Universe, I'm actually a fan of it. It gives you a lot of DC comic books. The shows on there are good. I just don't think they're putting out enough original content fast enough to make it really worth its money.
Sure.
Especially since it goes to, like, I found it on PlayStation Network. I found it on Google Play. Like, it's going out, like, I think with like 6 months or something. So it's still
like
going
that.
out to the general public fast enough that I'm like,
Yeah.
you got to give me like give me a year exclusivity.
Something like that. Yeah.
But I will say they are toting it as the ultimate DC fan experience. I don't know why I even air quoted it. That's literally their tagline. The ultimate. That's the ultimate DC fan experience. And it is that. I'll give it that. If you care.
Yeah, I think the
And you
biggest
do get
problem,
access to all the comics and things like
All the
that.
comics, you get all the shows.
And
They
that's
do the
actually the
DC
problem,
DC
though.
Daily, so you get a lot of information on there.
That both of those is, in my opinion, their problem is they don't promote that enough. They promote it as the TV shows, so
Yeah.
you look at it and you go, "Cool, I can watch Titans or Young Justice," but you don't see as much of, "Hey,
usually have,
enormous
like-
amount of comics
Yeah,
are
I was gonna say,
available."
you have
There's
like the entire DC back catalog.
Exactly.
The store on there has exclusive merchandise too.
more stuff. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like these are
Yeah.
things that should be promoted because I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that are like, wow, for the price of 2 comics, I can read 600 comics
right,
a
yeah.
month. Like,
This is not an ad for DC Universe. We're about to go into the new content for it. And I just felt like we need to specify real quick. We were given the DC Universe app for free.
yes.
But this is our honest opinions of it.
Yes.
But
Some of us haven't even activated
this
it yet.
is
Dan's
not
promoting it
hashtag-
enough that I'm like, we should probably clarify real quick our relationship with DC Universe.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah, not a sponsored video. Okay, so here's what they got coming out next, though. So honestly, when they announced HBO Max, and we saw Doom Patrol moving to that,
Yes.
I kind of thought that was the end of DC Universe.
Yeah.
I thought everything was going to get HBO Max, and that would be the end of that. But I guess not.
You know what would be interesting would be if they sent their like putting some of their individual shows on different platforms so that people see the DC universe when they go on and they go, I want some more of that stuff. But the Young Justice isn't on my HBO Max.
Yeah, maybe.
Strategy.
Okay.
So anyway, Titans 2 was officially announced to have a release date of September 6th. So you have until September 6th to watch all of Titans.
I've watched all the Titans.
How'd
nice.
you like that ending?
What ending?
Exactly.
It took me a minute. I was like, how did it end?
Dan and I looked into it, actually. They
Because it was supposed to end with season 1.
Yeah.
That was it.
Like
And then they were
episode 6 or 7, they were
another
told.
one.
And then they were
Getting
like,
a second.
oh, crap. It's like when you go back to an essay once you're done with it and you're like, I don't fully remember what I've written, but I got to
gotta
somehow
add.
squeeze something in here.
Yeah. So, okay, so that's cool. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with that now.
Me too.
Alongside Titans, 2 other DC Universe shows will be returning for new seasons as well. We're getting a second season of Doom Patrol, which, for the record, I never thought we were getting.
No.
I don't ever remember them stating, and I might be wrong because I'm not perfect, but
Right.
I don't remember them. Well, like Titans early on got a second season. We
That
knew
is
it,
true.
we knew it was
Titans,
coming.
after the first 2 episodes were early premiered to a select few of people, was given the season 2.
But Doom Patrol, as far as I can remember, never got that go ahead right ahead, which is why I find it so funny when everyone is freaking out that Swamp Thing was canceled.
Right.
But at the time, Doom Patrol wasn't even getting a second season.
Right,
but no
right,
one freaked
right.
out that it only got 1 season.
Yeah.
Well, because they weren't saying that. I think the reason everyone freaked out for Swamp Thing was because they weren't saying like we're only doing a season. It's one thing if they're like,
Right.
we're doing a show, but it's not multiple seasons. We're just going to do 12 episodes or whatever, and that's it. We're done. We're good.
Yep.
Right.
They were just like, we're doing a Swamp Thing show. And then the first episode hadn't even been premiered, and they're like, Swamp Thing canceled.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, are we going to at least get those 12 episodes?
Right.
Have you actually watched it? Say that I watched
I have
something?
not.
Oh, you haven't turned on your
I
app?
haven't turned on my
I watched the first either 1.5 or 2.5 episodes, but I was on the plane going to England, and I started playing one of them. I'm like, I don't want to do this.
You don't want to watch it?
I don't want to watch it. It just did not grab me.
Yeah,
it did not grab me, and it honestly, I was watching it. I'm like, I would rather read
Swamp Thing.
Yeah, I'd rather read Swamp Thing Rot World, because that's what it was reminding me of.
Right.
So anyway, Doom Patrol is getting a second season, which I'm stupid excited about. According to this, it will air simultaneously on DC Universe and HBO Max.
That's okay. That's smart.
Yeah.
That's good.
The latter looks set to become the new home for DC's television properties, as CW's Arrowverse shows are also moving there.
Oh.
So they're going to be moving everything to HBO Max, which I think is going to turn, if DC Universe stays, I'm pretty sure it's going to become an early access version of HBO Max for DC Universe. Also supplying things like DC Daily and the movies.
Right, and the
things
comics
like
and things.
Little do you know, it's actually DC's Patreon. They just don't want to go patreon.com/DC Comics. They're like, let's make
What if
our
we
own.
just made an app?
Yeah.
Doom Patrol will air. Okay, Arrowverse shows are moving there. Finally, after more conjecture and online demands, Young Justice has been renewed for another season, which...
Good. Honestly, to be fair, it took like 15 episodes to pretty much start Young Justice Outsiders. So based on what I've seen in the last 2 episodes, it did deserve a renewal.
Fair enough.
I would say.
And following rumors that DC Universe was going to shut down in favor of Warner Brothers' dedicated streaming service, HBO Max, the San Diego Comic-Con announcement should put all of that speculation to rest for good. For now, with the exception of Swamp Thing, which will only air for one season, the rest of the DC Universe properties are going full speed ahead, which I'm excited for. I've always been a backer of this whole program. I liked it.
Me
so.
too.
I'm going to go home and activate it tonight.
No, you're not.
I'm going to try really hard to remember.
Forget.
I'm going to try really hard to remember.
The second we end this podcast, you're
Gonna
going to
be gone.
What was I going to do?
Destiny 2.
Slide rock bolt.
So, moving into another area before we go to the movie announcements.
Yes.
San Diego Comic-Con's biggest sci-fi reveals.
Oh.
But hold
I
on.
do like me some sci-fi reveals.
Sci-fi bolt.
This is Gary's going to be like foaming at the mouth as we go through these. So
Well, that's not good. Someone
Sounded like he just started choking over there.
Put his wallet in his mouth so he doesn't swallow his tongue.
Star Trek went big at this year's Comic-Con with the legendary Hall H and brand new look at the spin-off series Star Trek Picard, which had a museum about his first duty.
But who's playing Picard? Gary?
I don't know. I think it's John McAvoy.
And we're also getting
McAvoy.
a new, I didn't know about this, a new Star
So
Trek
close.
Shorts and Lower Decks series.
Interesting.
First up, enter the Star Trek Universe panel was Discovery. Sadly, not all the cast members were able to attend, but one of the stars, whatever, I can't pronounce that, it's Star Trek.
When asked, responded with, "Well, I didn't want to go." Just kidding. I'm kidding.
They were-
First of all,
Gary, don't. Oh, okay. He's.
No, but
I've
they
got
also got it
approval
there,
from Gary.
so I
guys,
assume that's
don't
the
worry.
character name, and that's her real name.
Okay, yeah.
Or his real name.
Or
'Cause
their
Michael-
real name. I don't know.
Yeah, someone's real name.
Michael Burnham.
That's his real name, yeah.
That's a name that I read.
Said that they're going into season 3, even though Gary hates Star Trek Discovery with a passion. Season 3 will also introduce a new character named Book, who is played by David Ajala of Supergirl.
Shepherd book?
You know what? None of us here like Discovery, so let's move on. Discovery's getting new stuff.
I mean, to be fair, you really probably shouldn't name your show STD. Okay, you can keep
All
going.
I'm saying is, how come we got like 80 bajillion seasons of Discovery and I can't get a season 2 of Firefly? All I'm saying. All I'm saying.
You did. It's called Orville.
Nah.
It's kind of the same.
That's not even remotely the same.
However, it's a great show.
It is great.
It is a good show.
So
It's
anyway,
not
In terms of
Firefly.
being a good show, it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
the
yeah.
same.
Star Trek Short Treks will be 6 shorts titled Ask Not, Children of Mars, The Girl Who Made the Stars, The Trouble of Edward, FM and Dot, and Q&A. 2 of these shorts will be animated. 1 will feature tribbles. 1 will include a trapped in an elevator scene between Spock and number 1. The last will be linked to Picard and provide some background information on the life of Jean-Luc Picard and the events of the series in the Next Generation.
Okay, that animated thing makes it look like Teen Titans Go to Space.
It does.
Star Trek, that's an actual full-blown series. That's called Lower Decks. It's a half an hour long animated show by Mike Monaghan about a group of 4 ensigns on what he described as not an important ship in the Starfleet.
Real quick, it's Jean-Luc, not John-Luc.
Oh, yeah, Jean-Luc Picard. My bad.
Sorry.
The craft, the
John
USS Cerritos, is a California-class ship, a new type of starship created for the show. The main characters are a bunch of names that don't matter at this point. But it's a comedy show.
So it's the Orville.
Yeah.
That's their answer to the Orville.
That's literally them going, oh, crap, people like that. How do we steal it but not?
Let's do a comedy
Animation.
show. Yeah, animation.
Genius.
Oh, yeah. Aaron's like, in our Twitch chat, is like, oh, Q&A, like Q, the character. I was thinking, like, they're just going to sit down and talk to Picard. So what did you think about your first duty?
How long would you say that duty took you? Was it a hard one, or was it pretty easy?
Yeah, Gary's
go.
over
I'm not
there
even
giving
responding to this. I'm just gonna
Did
say
you
that.
guys miss that?
I got the.
I know
Gary
the
gave the
sigh.
sign.
Yeah.
That was worth
Well,
it
that's
just
because
for that
he's
sigh.
been writing Jean-Luc fan fiction for like
This whole time?
Yes.
actually he's probably still
He's
writing.
doing it right now. He's on his laptop.
Literally writing fan fiction.
At least he's paying attention. I'll give him that.
Young for his Young Picard series.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's something else. A surprise reveal that no one is expecting. It's announced that Brent Spiner, right? Jonathan Frakes, Martina Soritas will appear in a new series as what? Data, William Riker, and Diana Troy, respectively. Joining them are Jerry Ryan and Jonathan Del Arco, 7 of 9, and the Borg drone, 3rd of 5. Okay, don't remember who that is.
Okay, I did not know
I remember
Data.
7 of 9.
I remember 7 of 9.
I was not aware that Data and Donna Troy were in the same universe.
Yeah.
It's all Star Trek.
I'm thinking.
Deanna Troy. My bad. You're thinking
He
Steve-
can't pronounce names.
I was gonna say, I'm like, Donna Troy is definitely not in Star
Oh,
Trek.
whatever.
Data,
Whatever.
Wonder Woman, Marvel Girl, Apocalypse. And they're all going to be fighting Thanos.
Then the Green Ranger is
Yeah,
gonna
and then
show up.
Drakon is going to show up. They're going to have to go to Apocalypse and talk to Darkseid.
Oh, and
then
the new-
Apocalypse is going to try to figure out why they have a planet named after him.
and the new female Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle will join them too.
Oh, yeah. What's her name?
I don't think she's got a name yet.
I
Or
don't
she
know.
does have a
Yeah,
name.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about that?
I
They
did
did it in the
yes.
recent issue?
Yes, I heard about
The
it.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they're having a City at War arc right now, right? And they have a new female turtle. And so what that is,
her name?
Not named Venus de Milo, which was the name of the original female Ninja Turtle that was awful.
which had turtle boobs.
Yep, turtle boobs.
This one looks like a turtle. It's a ninja girl who gets mortally wounded, so gets a blood transfusion from what I think Leonardo, and apparently that turns you into a turtle.
I'd be like, right here,
So
buddy.
the origin to Beast Boy and Young Justice, essentially.
Except instead of a shapeshifter, she's now just a big old turtle.
It's a permanent shapeshift.
Yeah. Into a turtle.
Into
Somehow
a
she
turtle.
grew. Somehow she grew a shell.
Oh, whoa. Do not Google female Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Nope, bad idea.
Comes up weird.
Terrible idea.
Yeah.
Terrible idea to not have safe search on for
Definitely
that.
not going to search that later.
All right, Jenica.
Just kidding.
Post.
Jenica.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is her.
Jenica.
Yep. She looks like a turtle.
Yeah, I actually like that. I like that. I like that because it's not we're shoving it in your face. It's clearly a turtle because female turtles
They
don't
look
have
any different-
boobs.
Yeah, they don't look any different from male turtles.
Exactly.
Well, they probably do look
I'm
different.
sure like
in
there's some
way, yeah.
difference, but we
I'm
don't.
sure there's some below the belt changes.
I like how you got really distracted and now you're looking up female
no,
Ninja
no, no,
Turtles.
look,
Because the Teenage Mutant Turtles.
Here's the image that got my attention initially. That is her outfit for that
Okay,
comic.
that is sweet.
Yeah.
That looks like.
A badass Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, it does.
And so right now the arc they're currently debate is going to be if she is going to join the Turtles because she's donning the mask.
It looks like Teenage Mutant Assassin Turtle, is what she looks like.
How would that theme song go?
You want to talk about a tangent? We just tangent about female Teenage Mutant Turtles.
That worked.
Yeah.
I wasn't expected to fit
Yeah,
that well.
yeah, but it did actually. It rolled off the tongue quite nicely.
It did.
So anyway, it's going to be some new show. No one knows.
Back to Star Trek.
Yeah, back to Star Trek. No one knows how it's going to work, though, because Data was destroyed in Star Trek Nemesis.
And they even show it in Picard. Spin-off Picard.
I feel like Gary wants to say something because he's quaking over there.
Well,
Gary, do you need to come in
I
and
have
say
a
something?
feeling he's talking about the fact that in the Picard trailer, they show Data.
No,
and
it's
there's
not
stuff-
actually Data, though. It's
No,
his
it's not?
brother.
Oh,
It's his
okay.
brother, yeah.
Okay.
I like how Gary's silently nodding or
Yeah.
shaking his head based upon
I
our
got you,
information.
Gary. I got you. We talked about
We
it.
should learn sign language so that we can understand him. Plus, it would...
That-
don't-
that-
That was
I would-
super.
no,
That was super offensive.
Yeah,
Don't
I
do
would
that.
not even
No,
try.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry. I
Dylan,
apologize.
cut that.
Yeah, seriously, Dylan.
Cut that.
Cut that spoiler right there. He just signed the spoiler.
That was
for
the perfect time to start spoiling shit. All right.
Here's what happened. So,
Empire Strikes Back. Darth Vader's loose body.
Ah,
I know.
Damn it.
so anyway, moving on. Orville, big announcement. I texted Gary in all caps. They've been renewed for season 3. It's
Yes.
going to Hulu.
Yes.
I don't think there's any-
Renewed by Hulu.
By Hulu,
Which
yes.
I think is a key thing
Yeah,
to
it's
say.
going
yes.
straight to Hulu.
And the reason why I say that is actually because I was rewatching Rick and Morty. I can't remember for sure if season 3 was renewed or partly renewed by Hulu, but it definitely, the tone of the show partially changes
Oh,
in
yes.
season
Yeah,
3
yeah,
when it
Ah.
was truly on Hulu.
Here's the best news about that, though.
Oh.
According to Seth MacFarlane, the biggest problem with writing Orville episodes is making them fit exactly 42 minutes. Hulu's removing that restriction so they can make
yeah.
them as long or short as they need to
Yes.
make an episode
That
work.
is perfect.
Yeah, Hulu does not have like a set time
Yeah.
limit for
Yeah.
their
It sounds
creator-owned stuff. Yeah.
It's really good because I know Ricky Gervais with his Afterlife special did that. Like some
Yeah.
of the episodes were like 22, some were
Yep.
like 38.
Yeah, it's
like,
just however long they need to be.
Exactly.
Instead
It
of,
tells the story instead of
Yeah.
fluffing it out, which
Yeah.
I loved Orville, but there was some
crunching
moments where you're like,
crunching it.
yeah, or crunching it. But some of the scenes in Orville was like, why are we having this bar scene? like,
Right.
Well, that's just like his Family Guy, though.
yeah.
Why are we doing this cutaway? Because we got to fill 22 minutes. Yeah, that's why.
The Expanse, which you talked about earlier,
Yes.
made an announcement. It's been some-
I've only seen the first season. It's quite good.
I've never seen anything on Expanse.
I've also
Never
read
heard
the
of it.
books. So
Never heard of it.
Is
It's a
this
sci-fi.
a show that got canceled at season 3 and Amazon Prime's picking it up or
Yes.
something? Okay,
yeah,
that's
it was
why.
it was on Sci-Fi. It's not the greatest thing I've ever seen, but
Right.
it's a good series.
I'm going to say, based on your comment about Firefly earlier, all the shows that got canceled that were good are getting picked up by the streaming services.
Unfortunately,
I'm
that was so long ago at this point.
I'm still surprised.
Like if it
though.
got canceled
But
now,
that's
it probably
the thing
would.
is, there have been shows that do that though, that have like been canceled.
True,
for,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Futurama, that's
Yeah.
a different situation,
Sure.
but so many years between them.
Yeah.
By the way, someone renew Futurama, please.
No,
I want it.
It's been renewed like 3
No,
times.
it ended
No, I
so
totally
good. It
did.
doesn't
But
need
at the
to come
same
back.
time,
No, it
they're
doesn't.
so
need to come
good with
back.
that.
And
'Cause
It's so good.
it ended so good 3
That's
separate
what I'm saying.
times.
Yeah,
Like-
let's just let
So
it go.
moving on, because I think we're a little bit long.
Yes,
running
we
a long
are.
time.
Well,
Okay,
Someone
we
keeps
haven't
looking
even-
up female Ninja Turtles.
yeah.
Hey, people like the tangents, Andy, and the turtle boobs.
Turtle boobs.
I'm going to title this one Turtle Boobs. Just see how many clicks we got.
That's a terrible idea.
San Diego Comic-Con, Turtle Boobs.
You know that hour-long show that we do, and we mention turtle boobs for 30 seconds of it? Title. Clickbait. Yeah.
So Project Blue Book is going to continue. The Boys we're all going to watch tonight.
Yes.
This one I had no idea about, but Snowpiercer's finally coming out with a TV show.
Oh, interesting. I like the movie.
Yeah, apparently it's been in production since the movie.
Oh,
So the series is going to pick up the story a couple of years after the movie, and will star Jennifer Connelly.
Interesting.
Yeah. The Terminator movie, obviously, it got a big featurette and reveal.
yes. It did.
Yep.
I saw it.
And that is the end of our sci-fi announcements.
All right, let's do TV shows.
Real fast.
What TV shows do we got to go? What TV
Carnival Row.
The ones with
The Witcher.
awful logos.
Oh, so you're talking Marvel Hall H. Okay.
Yes.
All
You said
right.
TV shows.
Because
This is gonna be one of our long-
Well,
Longer
there's
episode.
also movies though.
Most of what they...
Announced. They did both. It was like a
They did both.
50-50.
Yeah.
Most I saw was the stuff
Okay.
about the TV shows.
Let's keep going. First up, we got the Eternals movie.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. The cast for this, I'm excited about. The movie, I'm not. Like, who really?
Who's the cast?
So we got Richard Madden, Kamal
Game of
Nanjiani.
Game of Thrones. Not Game of Thrones. Ooh, Stuber.
Okay.
Lauren Ridolph. I don't know that one.
Don't know that one.
Brian Tyree Henry.
Don't know.
Selma Hayek. Leah McHugh.
Desperado.
Don Lee. And Angelina Jolie.
All right, that's the only name I recognized.
You don't know who Selma Hayek is?
Oh,
You
wait,
would,
no, I do. It sounded familiar.
That's there.
Honestly, based on how the MCU did Ant-Man, where I did not expect good things and then went in and it was amazing, I'm actually kind of excited.
I'm not excited, but I'm going to see it expecting that.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say with this.
Hoping
for that and the Guardians of the Galaxy reaction,
yeah,
where
me
I
too.
didn't think that was going to be good either.
Yeah.
And both of those rankings, those and Winter Soldier are the 3 favorite ones for me now.
Exactly.
So I had to do the research for the Eternals, obviously after they announced, or
Yep.
they did this at Hall H. And honestly, the backstory to Eternals sounds like the crazy kind of cosmic mythology that Jack Kirby made that I like. So
Yeah,
I'm down with it.
Nice.
Moving on, we've got the first show announcement, Falcon and Winter Soldier, which will feature both of the characters, Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan.
Good.
And they will be fighting against Baron Zemos
Yep, I
from
remember
Winter
seeing
Soldier.
that.
Or Civil War.
Yeah.
So I guess it's gonna pick up where that left off. And
Right.
go
Yeah,
into
because
that.
he was still alive. So
Yeah,
I
6
really-
episodes are coming out for this one.
I like the logo for that one.
I hope he puts on. The
Oh yeah, since we did my rant,
Yeah.
the Eternals logo looks meh. The
Well, it's
Falcon
just
and Winter
the
Soldier
name.
logo
Yeah.
looks good though. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
the
is.
Falcon Winter Soldier I feel is the best of them.
Yeah. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. We don't know much about this one.
Except they're bringing back possibly the Mandarin.
No, this is the Mandarin. So there was a teaser that went onto the DVD, which basically
Yes,
said
yes,
that
there's
he
a real
wasn't the
man- yeah,
Mandarin.
there
the
is a
real
real
Mandarin
Mandarin
was
out
out there.
there.
This is going
Yeah.
to be him fighting the real Mandarin.
And the 10 rings were first introduced way back in Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
This also makes a lot of sense why I've seen Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings show
Yes.
up in a lot of comics lately.
Yes.
Because Ironheart's dealing with the Ten Rings.
Yep. This and his logo at least looks like a movie.
It does.
I would say it actually looks like the comic book logo.
It does.
It just looks like
Well,
a
so is
comic
Hawkeye. Hawkeye's got the
Yeah,
exact same
yeah.
logo as his comic book. The next up is one of the ones I hate the name and title of.
Yes.
And
WandaVision.
logo. Yeah. WandaVision.
I think Scarlet Vision would have been so much cooler.
A little bit. Either way,
It just sounds cool.
Yeah. Scarlet Vision.
WandaVision just sounds like you're like seeing the world. It's just going to be
Yeah.
like a point of view in like Wanda's everyday life. She's just like wandering around, like buying food and stuff. I'm like, WandaVision.
So I guess co-starring with them is going to be Monica Rambeau. Is going to
Okay,
show up in this
okay.
one. And it's going to be the child that was introduced in Captain Marvel.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So it is going to be her. And it's going to be about Wanda Maximoff and the Scarlet Witch and Vision. Nothing else is known about this other than they will all be in it.
So Vision's coming back.
Well, we knew that he's a robot. Like, I don't know why they were upset he died. He's a robot.
I'm just saying he died.
Actually, isn't that the entire argument in the Iron Man book right now? That, like, if the robot dies, they're dead. We can't reprogram or remake them?
Yeah,
And I'm
but-
sitting here going, robots don't matter.
And
Robots
then
are people too, Ben.
Exactly. That's the whole point of that entire story is Joe Costa's being like, you can't do that. This is a living being.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't just reload their personality because that's not them.
Friday dies at the end of the Eastgate Park.
If I back up my computer and then it crashes,
Is your computer
it's the
sentient
same
though?
computer.
But is it sentient, your computer?
Yes, it is.
You know, you've read Eastgate, right? So you know what happened?
Yes, I do, yeah.
About Friday?
I'm just making jokes now.
I know.
kind of my
So
thing.
Loki, I think, is the worst logo out of all of them.
Oh, it's horrible. They should have just used the comic logo.
Loki's going to be starring
Lobo,
Tom
too.
Hiddleston. And it's basically, from what I understand, is going to be that version of Loki.
Alternate reality.
Going through the different timelines.
The worst part about that is none of the letters look like anything we've ever seen. Like, it's not like they went, well, this is a very well-known Asgardian artifact that
Yeah.
we're going to use or something like that. Like, maybe... I'm surprised they
It's
didn't
just
use like
random
the
shapes.
staff as
Yeah.
the eye or stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's just
It's like random shapes. They were just like,
it's like
yeah,
they
cool.
went, hey, we've got 4 different artists. You've got L, you've got O, you got K, you got I. Don't talk to each other.
Next up, we got Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, starring Benedict Cumberbatch.
And Doctor Stranger Things.
It's a weird title.
It looks like Stranger Things.
It's Stranger Things logo.
The
But
logo.
The Multiverse of Madness. It sounds like a weird B movie.
Well, apparently it's going to connect to WandaVision, and Scarlet
Yes.
Witch will also be in it.
Yeah, I did read that. Yeah.
Scarlet Vision.
But that's his movie.
That's
It's
his
not a
movie.
show.
He's
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
a movie. The fact that she's in it was kind of a cool announcement. Overall, it was like, oh yeah, we knew there was a Doctor Strange too.
Right.
Like,
Well, yeah.
I think it's good that they are going to put someone else in there because as far as I can think off the top of my head, outside of Doctor Strange and like the Sorcerer Supreme and like all of them, we haven't really gotten any magic users. So I think it's
Wong.
a good.
Wong.
Okay, but he is a part of the Sorcerer Supreme kind of group,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying. Like outside of Doctor Strange,
Right.
we don't have anything that has connected to essentially be like, hey, all magic is kind of in the same roadhouse. Field house.
Our Twitch chat's having a fun discussion about how you revive Vision. And I like the prevailing theory that they're just going to put the battery back in.
You mean the stone that got destroyed?
They're like, hold on.
Is he run off Energizer?
Double A's are dead. Oh, no, wait, I put them in wrong.
It's not working. Just roll them a couple times. There you go. Everyone.
Next up, we got the Marvel animated show, What If?
I'm excited.
What If?
I have to announce it. What if?
The first animated series in the MCU will star Jeffrey Wright as the voice of the Watcher. Many actors from across the MCU will reprise their roles as voice talent. It will present alternate realities in the Marvel Universe that are set to warp your world in the summer of 2021, exclusively to Disney+. All of these shows are Disney+, if you're wondering.
I think what if being animated is genius.
Oh, yeah. It's far better than trying to do it live action. Yeah.
I'm very happy about that.
Another character in MCU who will appear on the small screen is Hawkeye, starring Jennifer Rayner and Kate Bishop.
Oh, good.
So is it going to be, do we
got
know if it's going to be
Hawkeye and the
his
better.
daughter from the movies, or is it going to be like...
I don't think so. I think that they would legitimately grab
didn't he call
a new
her Kate?
actor. He did call her Kate.
Which is why everybody was like, it's a Kate Bishop.
See, I think
But the name doesn't make sense now.
Right.
Some guys in the theater, oh my God.
Does it tell what timeline?
No.
Okay, because if this was potentially in the past,
Oh,
could have
right,
named his
right.
daughter
Right,
after
after
Kate
Kate
Bishop.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it would also make sense of, hey, he's in retirement. Don't worry, you got a Hawkeye.
Right,
I mean, it
right,
doesn't
right.
make sense why no one ever went to her, but in the comics, no one really knows about her that much.
No, it's always
Right.
funny when they're like, we're bringing Hawkeye, and like, who are you?
I really hope they followed the trend that came from that series of Hawkeye, because it uses the same title as the series, where he always is bandaged in some sense.
Right. He
Yeah.
Always
Always
has
got hurt.
bandages.
The best
and-
line ever is when Deadpool pretended to
Yep.
be him, and he showed up all bandaged, and Hawkeye's like, I'm not always in bandages. Am I? And everyone goes quiet, and Jason's like, I'm not, right? I'm not.
And then like 3 panels later, he's got a couple bandages.
This one, I will say, is the only thing that really surprised me, the announcement for this, and not for the reasons you're thinking of, but we're getting Thor Love and Thunder.
I prefer Love, Thunder, and Whiskey.
That's our version. Love, Thunder, Whiskey.
Well, for Thor, it would be Love, Thunder, and Mead.
But no, so Thor they're going to have Natalie Portman return, and she's going to become female Thor.
Yep.
First off, the argument has revitalized that we can't call her female Thor. She's
That is
supposed to be
correct.
just Thor,
Yes.
which I find dumb, because when it comes to the movies, we have them both.
I think there's a difference between calling her Thor and differentiating by saying
so that's
female
my
Thor.
argument.
Like
Yeah,
it's not like we're calling her your female Thor. No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
your Thor.
Her title isn't
but if we
Lady
compare
Thor.
the two,
Yeah.
honestly, I would say Chris Hemsworth Thor and Jane.
Well,
Yeah,
what I
Jane
find to
Foster.
be what I find to be interesting about this is the best time to have brought her in would have been his arc in Endgame.
Yeah.
Don't resolve it. He's on a
Show
journey
him as
to,
still unworthy.
Exactly.
and he goes on a journey to resolve it, but he's
Right.
resolved. I mean, he just has
Pretty
to lose
much.
weight
Yeah.
now.
He's got to
As
go work
Guardian-
out with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I really hope that in the Guardians movie they have like a workout montage of Peter and Thor like trying to outdo each other.
Opening to that.
It would be so good.
Bow, 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 bow.
And Thor keeps trying to rename them the Asgardians
Yes.
of the Galaxy.
No. It's Guardians. That's what I said. As Guardians of the Galaxy.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
The only thing I do want to touch on here, because everyone
Yes.
has been asking my opinions on this one. How do you guys feel? Now, the female Thor character, I'm a huge fan of Mighty Thor. I loved what Jason Aaron did in
Yes.
that run.
Yes. Jane
I'm
Foster
not-
Thor was really
I'm
good.
not against her, and I'm not against Natalie Portman doing it, but as it stands right now...
She got to do some push-ups.
Exactly.
That's
Everyone...
all. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not... She could fill the role. Gal Gadot, when she got announced as Wonder Woman...
That's what I'm saying,
we were
yeah,
all
Gal-
like, no.
When
And now it's like, yes.
Hell yeah.
I think
Weird.
I think she'll do a good job. I'm very curious how they're going to do it, like if they're going to give her cancer or not. Because like that was a big
Like
part.
just for the role. Just give her
Okay,
cancer.
okay. As much as I enjoyed Mighty Thor,
Jesus.
her cancer thing was dumb.
It was
Every
but it was,
time she went to Asgard, they're like,
I-
let us
I
cure
think-
you. She's like, I need to show you how strong humans are. And I'm like, You did that the first month. How about we just cure the cancer now?
To be fair, I think
proved
most
your
people with
point.
cancer would assume that it's dumb.
Zap.
You're good. You're good. now. And then she didn't actually die. That was
Yeah, right.
all that, and they were like, and this is when Jane Foster dies. And then I think in the last panel of that,
She's like, I'm back in treatment.
She's
Yeah.
like, well, she didn't
Like,
really
why
die.
did you not cure it? You were mighty Thor. You weren't.
Yeah.
No, the point of her having cancer was not to show that humans are strong enough. The point of her having cancer was to show that she had the will and desire to be Thor,
Yes.
regardless of what it would do to her. That
Yeah.
was what made her worthy.
No, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
And at first it was
So to get rid of the cancer after like the first couple issues would defeat that purpose altogether.
would.
And I
Yeah.
do understand that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do.
yeah.
And I get that initially when that was going on. But I think we all started to ask the question of, she's in the Asgardian area. Why does she still have cancer?
Yeah.
Sure.
And when Jason Aaron answered that by going, we let us cure you, Jane. And she's like, nah.
I'm good.
Yeah, I was
Nah,
like, okay.
I'm good taking my treatment that I'm going to lose the second I grab the hammer.
I would just never let go of the hammer.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, just
Didn't he say at some point that it was like there was some reason why she could not do that? I feel
maybe
like
it
there
would kill
might
her
have
faster
been
or something like that.
No, I think she just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I think if I
Maybe.
remember correctly, she didn't want to do it because she needed to be Jane for the Council of Worlds.
Yeah,
that
And they
Probably
didn't
what it
know
was.
she was the same at the time.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
that was the big reason.
I
behind
really
it.
hope that they make sure to give her a very bright blonde wig, though. If they leave her because Thor is blonde locks of hair,
All right, next up.
regardless of who it is.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Next up, Black Widow. I'm excited for this. I 100% think that this should have happened years ago, though.
Yes, it
That's
should.
my only complaint about
Yeah.
this.
You know, before
I have less
Endgame.
stakes in this. Yeah, I have less stakes in this knowing what happened to her in Endgame.
No, if they
Unless
brought
this-
her back.
See, that's
But
the
it's,
thing.
as far as I know, it's supposed to be
It's
a
a-
prequel.
it's a prequel.
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I hope-
or it's not a prequel and they've just been lying to us the whole time.
That's
or
fair.
it's a prequel, but then at the very ending, you find out that she's still alive.
No, because they could very easily do what they did in the comics when she died.
Yeah, I was just
And
about
she's
to
just,
say that.
she just didn't tell anyone she came back.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe the movie itself is a prequel, but then at the very end, it turns out she's actually still alive.
Right.
I would love it if they
Ooh.
reveal that she's been alive as of Endgame. She came back from the snap.
Either that or they do the prequel, and the whole point of the prequel is to prove why she doesn't die in Endgame. Why she doesn't like stay dead? Like she did something in her history where
Well, for
That
the
could
record,
allow her to get rid of.
she finds a
jumping off
Lazarus
cliff.
pit. I don't
for
know.
for the record, from what we know, this is a prequel, and
Yes.
it's just one of her missions that set up her
Yes.
character the way it is. So
It'll-
Budapest.
I
let's
know
be
we're having
honest,
fun theorizing, but that's what's supposed
Let's
to
be honest, it's going to be a movie about her in the Red Room breaking free of the mind control and then like going on her first mission to prove that she's not still a part of the Russian
I just
spies.
want it to be basically Jason Bourne with Scarlett Johansson.
Yes, me too.
I
would-
Yeah.
Cool with that.
Instead of Jason Bourne going, what did I come from? Hers is the Red Room, and she breaks free and doesn't know where she is, and just make it Jason Bourne with Scarlett
And
Johansson.
she works with the Winter Soldier at some point.
I hope.
That'd be cool.
Anyway,
That would be
the last announcement is the Blade announcement. Now, technically, he also announced that they are working on Fantastic Four, the X-Men, how they're going to introduce the mutants,
Yes.
Guardians 2.
Yeah.
He said we don't have time
Right.
for these, but we have time to at least announce Blade,
Yep.
Yes.
I'm
which is
excited.
getting a lot of interesting reactions to the actor. Apparently, a lot of people don't feel he fits the role.
Which is funny because I actually read something that Wesley Snipes actually came out being like, look, this guy's awesome. I'm
He's a
really
good-
happy
he's a
for
good
the
actor.
guy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really glad that they're like letting this role go to him. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, he literally says that.
See, here's the thing, though. He's a good actor. And if Marvel has proven anything is they can take good actors and put them in the
Yeah.
put them in the physical roles. They will either,
Yes.
buff up or
See, that
Or
is
do
the
other
only
things.
thing that I would say about that is the guy needs to buff up just a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah, man.
But
I mean-
it's the same
Paul
with like
Rudd.
Gene Foster.
like, yeah.
Thuster, I don't
Anybody
know.
who has seen House of Cards knows that his role as Remy, he can be very intimidating.
Yeah. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
So
And Bullen in our chat states that the Black Widow is set between Civil War and Infinity War.
okay.
Interesting.
So that'll be interesting. I'm just going off news that I'd already known, but not
Yeah.
very much came out.
Right.
Okay.
I did a double check to make sure we didn't miss anything in DC. And the top article is, did DC Comics make all of its announcements for the show?
Yes.
So here, we'll just go through those real quick because most of these are public. I think we talked about half of them before I left.
I think so.
I don't
So-
pay attention to what we talk about.
Yeah, I forget. The second we're done recording.
Gone.
That's how we work here.
Yeah.
They don't even really list it here. Yeah, it looks like.
I know they were doing like No, I don't even remember anything. No.
Nope.
No.
It's gone.
It's gone.
I'm trying to remember what they announced. I don't think they really announced anything. Yeah. They didn't really announce much.
I think we went over everything.
I think pretty much everything came out prior to it. All right, yeah, that's pretty much everything in that is there. If you're wondering about our reactions to the Witcher trailer, that is being discussed over on our other channel on a video I'm about to release over there because it's due out today. Natalie and Andy discussed that at length. At length.
I don't know about at length.
Like 10 minutes.
Yeah. At length implies like I went on about it about an hour.
length
now you give
is-
me the time, I will go
Yes.
on about it for about an hour. But
And half of it will be about the hope that Gwent is in the movie.
which so good.
I really
a whole
hope.
episode is just Henry Cavill
Oh my
wandering
God.
around asking people if they want around a Gwent.
That would be amazing.
I just want to see it at least being played once in the show.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
I assume. Well, no, because I don't remember it ever being mentioned.
Or at
in the
least
books. I think that was something
said.
they very much made up for the games.
I would not be surprised if he like goes into like a bar or something and there's a
Maybe
table where
somebody's
people
playing
are playing
cards.
in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
background but that would be great. I'd love
That'd
that.
be funny.
Some people are asking, I'll go ahead and touch on this one in our Twitch chat. They're asking about, well, how can the actor play Cottonmouth and then play? So I'm going to make a little bit of a rant about this because a lot of people are just not wanting to accept the Netflix shows are over. The Netflix
Yes.
shows, in my opinion, was an experiment that didn't work.
Wait, hold on. What are we talking
So
about?
in Netflix
So
shows,
the actor who's playing Blade
Yes.
played Cottonmouth and Luke
played
Cage.
the one of the villains in Luke Cage.
Okay,
the first
I
season
didn't
of
see
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage.
So
Yeah.
the
Okay.
Netflix shows were never referenced in the movies.
No.
It was always very, very clear. Netflix is its own Marvel
Now,
universe.
Netflix
never-
did make some references to
Netflix
the movies,
referenced the movies.
but it was very small. It was like, remember that thing that happened in New York?
Right. But see, that's the thing. Is
Yeah.
it's like
They left
you
it
could
vague enough.
imply
What-
that it's MCU, but it's the MNU.
What I think happened to the Netflix, and this is entire speculation, it was an experiment that started before Kevin Feige got direct contact with Disney. And then once that happened, they just let Netflix do their own thing, and it had nothing to do with the MCU,
Yeah.
which is why they stopped referencing the MCU.
Yeah.
But no one ever said anything and just left it as it's linked.
Right.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
similar to the Arrowverse and the DCEU.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's look those up real quick. That's what I was looking for.
Oh.
The Arrowverse had a bunch of announcements as well. So for the most part, there wasn't that much about the CW shows that came out. They announced a bunch of characters for the Crisis of Infinite Earths. We're going to have things like Brandon Routh playing Superman.
Batman. How crazy would that be? But it's Batman from the Speeding Bullets
Yes.
Elseworld title.
I was just thinking that.
We're going to have Burt Ward. He's going to play somebody somewhere.
If he's not playing like an aged Nightwing, I don't want.
He's the one
I don't want it.
sacrificing
I don't want it,
souls, actually.
honestly.
Could you imagine?
I want Burt Ward as an aged Nightwing, like a really aged Nightwing.
That's what he would be. I mean, we're going to get more Arrows last season. Everyone said their goodbyes to it. Ruby
Yep.
Rose was not on site from what I could gather. She's playing Batwoman, which is beginning this fall.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking at that too. That's her new uniform.
Interesting.
It looks like a mix between. I haven't seen this version.
That's
the other one.
Iron Man Supergirl.
No, that looks like the battle armor from the New 52 run,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that too.
but without the bikini bottom. 'Cause
Yeah. Well, we don't know.
No, she's wearing pants. I've seen the full body. I've not seen the shoulders with light on it though.
What's
Those are some
what's
hella
the
shoulder
point
pads.
without the bikini?
She needs the bikini bottom.
This is true.
Black Lightning is, I guess, continuing. Wasn't that initially supposed to be one season, and that was going to be the end of it? And Flash has been shown apparently to be fighting Eobard Thawne again.
kissing him.
What? Shocker.
Hey, look, guys, the one popular villain's returning. Why isn't it Savitar?
Because he is Savitar.
I don't
Look,
know.
it's right there.
Oh, it's Barry Allen. Yeah,
I kind of
it's
wanted.
Savitar versus Reverse Flash.
Spoiler
See,
alert.
I think they would have
Dylan.
done better if they brought back the Thinker. Just saying.
Gary on
Even
camera
Gary's
is laughing.
Sorry, hit the table.
You know who the worst villain of the Flash TV show is? The writers.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us on today's episode of Comics Experiment. Next week we'll be back to normal. We'll be probably picking another superhero to do the most powerful version of. Let us know in the comments down below what you think should be a superhero or villain. Somebody we can do the video on.
Batman.
And don't forget to watch this live at twitch.tv/eligiblemonster every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can also catch it on Patreon, unedited, uncut, over at patreon.com/Comicstorian. And make sure to get the best toothbrush ever over at Quip with the code.
GetQuip.com/RNBE.
And we will give you more about that in the comments down below.
We already gave them.
Yeah,
so.
we already. I feel like we're in the
Dang.
intro. Hey,
I-
welcome to Comics Experiment.
Am I drunk? What's
Cut.
going on here? What happened? Did I hit a time warp?